The original plan, like a couple months ago, was to kind of cycle through the colors of the rainbow, doing one color after each other, a red, an orange, and then I was like, yellow seems really boring, and I do green so very often. I decided that I'm going to skip both yellow and green, go straight into blue, but specifically like a deep royal true blue. When you think of blue, that's the blue that you think of, not a like pastel blue, but a deep blue. However, if you guys have ever seen a color wheel, you'll know blue and orange are kind of on the opposite ends of the color wheel. And the whole thing about, cosmetology school is that those two colors kind of cancel each other out. I have to make sure that I get all of this orange out of my hair so that I can put blue back into my hair. So I've been doing my own hair for ages. The last time I had my natural hair, I had to be 17, right? I had to have been, because I know, yes, I was 17 because I wanted to have a fun, like, bright color. And my parents are like, you can't do that under our household. So I was like, fine, I'm gonna go like a reddish blonde. And then I was like, that's boring. So I went a platinum blonde. And then I was like, that's boring. So I went a black. And that black faded out really bad because it was the Arctic Fox dye. Not a big fan of Arctic Fox. I've tried a couple of different hair dye brands for vivid colors. I'll have to say Arctic Fox, the worst. I don't like Arctic Fox. I think this round, dyeing my hair blues, I used Pravana, their blue colors. I've used Iro in the past, love them. Ion has really good colors. I've used Matrix on my friends. It turned out pretty well. And then my favorite brand of all time is called Underground Cosmetics. It's like UV reactive, so it glows in black light. Beautiful. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yes, hair color. So I think after that black faded out to blue, I turned 18, moved out of my parents' house. COVID was happening, so I was able to go through like a cycle through a bunch of different colors. I've had reds. I went to split dye, pinks, purples. I did rainbow at one point, and then it was getting to a point where my hair was getting real crunchy because I was kind of bleaching it every single month, which you should not do, okay? You should not do. I know I put out a hair video every 2 months, but you know what I don't do in between those two hair videos? Bleach my hair in between them. Secondly, I'm not even fully bleaching my hair. I'm doing what it's called a bleach bath. What you do is you take your bleach powder, and it has to be a good brand. It can't be very cheap. Same thing with the developer. I'll either use like a 20 or a 30. You don't want to go to 40. Never put 40 volume developer on your hair. If you do, you deserve what's coming to you. Anyways, either a 20 or 30, usually a little bit of mix of both. If it's 10 volume developer, especially if you're trying to take out vivid colors, it's not going to do much as quickly as you want it. If you have like all the time in the day, I would suggest using 10 volume developer because that's actually better for your hair than using a higher volume developer. But I wanted to go quickly because I only had the evening to do it, and I had like 5 hours between coming home from beauty school, doing my hair, sleeping, and then going back to beauty school the next day. All right, I had a very quick turnaround, a little bit of 20, mostly of 30, and then you're either going to want to take a shampoo, and I like to take conditioner just because my hair is really curly, so it needs that moisture anyways. You put that conditioner or shampoo into that bleach mixture, you mix that all up. It should be like consistency of like a hair mask. You're going to take that and kind of like smush it into your hair, put a little cap over it, let that sit and let it work itself out essentially. I was also dyeing my root, like bleaching my roots so I could dye those. So I made sure to go all the way down and hit my roots. Naturally, I'm like a level 7, level 8 blonde. I'm not a platinum blonde underneath all of this hair dye, but I am a blonde boy underneath all of this hair dye. Because I'm so blonde underneath, there's not a lot of levels that I have to lift through. So it's a lot easier for me to lift my blonde hair to like that near white color that you want, instead of trying to lift like a darker, like a brown or a black. So I can do this very quickly in my bathroom, as opposed to if you have darker hair, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I love the bleach bath method, especially for taking color out. It's this, ma'am, my love, my little baby, why are you yelling at me? Your food bowl is full, your litter box is taken out. You have your toy on the floor. Silence. I receive silence. If you try to jump up there, ma'am, please do not jump up there. You don't need to be up there. You have so many places where you can be, and yet you want to be in the one place where you're not supposed to be. Okay, you've sat down. Where was I? Bleach bath. Bleach bath. Okay. Now, so because color wheel. Oh my god. ADHD. Oops. But yeah, the color wheel. So because orange and blue are complementary colors, are across the color wheel from each other, if you want to go from blue to orange or orange to blue, what you're going to have to do, all of that pigment out of your hair, so that way it's the lightest possible version of that color before you put that darker color over it. And that's why I wanted to go for a more deep royal blue as opposed to a sky blue, because that sky blue is going to be a lot lighter of a blue and match that lighter orange, more like direct complementary, as opposed to the darker royal blue more overpowers that light orange. And because it's so much darker and has so much more pigment to it, it's going to cover that orange really easily, especially once you take it out, because the lightest form of orange is yellow, and the thing that cancels out yellow is purple. And we're not going purple, we're going blue. You know, I let that sit on my hair for a little bit, went down, made dinner, and then I played with my cat for a little bit, and then my hair was done processing, so I went back up. I did do 2 rounds of like the bleach wash. The first round was to get most of it out, and the second round was to hit any spots that I missed, as well as hitting my sides because I got them shaved earlier that day. So I was like, we're not gonna let this sit on for too long, and I knew that second round was only gonna be like 20 minutes as opposed to 30-40 that I did before, because I got distracted. I mean, you're not supposed to let it sit on for that long, but oops. Anyways, this was in my hair for like 20 minutes. Bleached my eyebrows, bleached my sides, hit like the roots that I missed, washed that out. And then I went through the process of, because I wanted the royal blue that I've been talking about. I hit that at the back of my head because I can't see that. And then my roots in the front part of my head. And then I took the other blue that I have, which was more of like a lighter deep blue or a darker light blue. One of the 2 versions of saying that. Hit that towards the middle, and then I had a silver dye. I didn't want my ends to be white, but I wanted them to be a lot lighter. So I put that silver dye and then took the lighter, darker blue that was already in my middle and kind of just smushed them and put them all together so my ends are a lot lighter than the rest of my hair, but it makes this fun little gradient. And honestly, at this point, I think gradients are kind of signature thing, because I had like the yellow, orange, red gradient earlier this year, and I really love this blue gradient. I think for right now, gradients are really fun. So I think they're going to be my new thing, at least for a little while, until I get bored and probably go back to split dye or something. But love a good gradient. Oh my god. Imagine a split dye, but the colored part of it is, but they're both, like imagine a split dye, but both sides are different gradients. Oh my god, what if they're reversed gradients? Like one side is dark to light and the other side is light to dark. Oh my god. I need to do that now. Ooh. Oh, ooh, I have to put that on list of things to do to my hair, because that sounds really cool. Lots of things to do. Lots of things to think about. A lot of things to do to your hair. Anyways, back to vlogging and not ADHD tangents. Dyed my hair, forgot to dye my eyebrows. But then later I was like, we're going to do the designs on my head anyways, so we'll just dye my eyebrows then. And they are a little bit greener than the rest of my hair right now, but that's okay. Nothing a little bit of eyeshadow can't fix if I actually wanted to do like a full eyebrow. Hi, baby. Went downstairs with cap and everything on, hung out in my friend's stream for a while. Shout out to Chips Online. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I meant to say something more, but I completely blanked. I need to get better at shouting people out. I used to be pretty good at no, I actually, even when I was streaming, I was never good at shouting people out. I just froze up and I'm like, that's a person. That's a person. Okay, that they exist. They do. And I know them. So shout out to you. Went back upstairs, washed my hair out, realized I had missed a giant portion of the back of my head. And that's why you get hairdressers to do the back of your head and not yourself in a bathroom. Speaking of the bathroom, it was stained so bad. So anyone who's looking, oh my god, I'm like 10 minutes into this video before I even say this. If you're looking into using Pravada color, it stains everything it touches. My hands were blue. They were blue, and they were blue, and I washed them with like the regular soap, and then I went down and washed them with Dawn dish soap, and I went back up and tried to wash them again, and then I went back downstairs and washed them again with Dawn dish soap, but this time using the little fucking dish scrubber. Don't do that, it's very bad for your skin. But I was desperate. Why? Because I had to go to the school the next morning, and I didn't want to go with solid blued hands, because then it would make fun of me for not using gloves. I own gloves. I don't know where they're at, so I didn't use them because I didn't realize it would stain so bad. My hands are now fine. It only took all of that, plus washing them in the morning and then washing when I went to school, throwing a little color remover on them, and then shampooing a client. And then my hands were mostly not. My nails still stained blue. Every time I touch my hair, blue still goes on my hands. So I don't think the dye is completely washed out, but I swear I washed my hair until it rather than clear. So I think I'm gonna have to wash it again. Anyways, the bathtub is stained. The counter stained. My hands stained. The floor stained. Your mom stained. If you don't want things to stain, don't use the color. I'm probably not gonna use the brand again just because of how badly it's stained. Such is the life if you're trying to dye your hair at home. And you're also trying to get licensed as a cut. Ma'am, you know every time you jump into that bag, you mess up my mic. And she has decided to not care. Every time that I went past by somebody, one of the other students or the teachers was like, oh my god, your hair looks so cool. And I'm like, thank you. And by thank you, I mean I didn't say anything and blushed really hard because I don't know how to take compliments. Yes, it looks very cool. It looks very pretty. Thank you so much for watching this very shitty video. I was supposed to talk while I was recording. Then I got scared because my roommates had people over and I was like, nope, I don't exist. So instead I'm just talking to myself while they're in the other room, because now they can only hear me a little bit instead of hearing me a little bit. This time their friends were hearing me a little bit, you know. It's anyways, I will see you all at some point. Bye.